Maisie, what does a cow say? What does a doggy say? What does a doggy say? Doggies don't say no. Hey. Hold on. Hey. Can you say ruff ruff? Hey. Excuse me.
Maisie, this is great. I can't believe we were ever enemies. I mean, you're so great. We make a good team, is what it is. It's a pretty cool baby you have there. Like, really cool. Maisie, what is that toy?
A baby. Baby.
Yeah, it is. You don't happen to have another baby, do you? Yeah, no. Cool. So could I play with that one? Please? You're doing it again. This is why we can never be friends. Just give it to me. No, stop. I didn't mean this to happen. Stop.
Not again. This is pathetic.
I'm sorry. What's up, everyone? Thank you for being here tonight. I know it's going to be a good one. I hope you're having a great day today. I know hanging out with you all is a highlight for me every single week. And now this week is cool. We're continuing our Us for Them series, as you can see right here. And this week we're talking about this calling that has been placed on all of our lives. Like, it's written into our DNA. We're created for this. And it's not just a Christian thing either. Like, whether you'd say you're a Christian or not, study after study shows that biologically we are happier, we're less stressed, we feel more sense of purpose, and we're filled with joy when we live this out. Like, it's biological, it's biblical, it's this idea that we're called to be for others. And I was reading all kinds of stories in the Bible where I've seen this to be true, and how just supporting others and being for them encourages, motivates, and brings purpose and joy to their lives. And I saw a bunch of secular research and Gallup polls, articles, and studies that confirm what the Bible says. And it got me thinking about how true that is just for my own life. Like, just today, I was sitting at the office and just feeling a little foggy, like just feeling tired, like a little head bobby, if you've ever had that before. And now I want to start by saying, like, I'm not usually a huge coffee person normally. Like, I'm not the needs coffee in the morning to function, or wearing a "this girl runs on Jesus and coffee" or espresso yourself t-shirt. Like, that's not me, if you can believe it. Like, I might have a cup of coffee a couple times a month, but I was feeling it today. Like, I thought it would hit the spot, maybe clear up that tired, foggy feeling that I had, but I didn't have any coffee with me. And Starbucks isn't really in the budget. But Grant, he had just gotten back from Hy-Vee getting some stuff for his lunch, and I noticed a new creamer in the fridge, and I asked him, "Did you happen to buy some coffee while you were at Hy-Vee?" And he said, "Yep, you want some?" And then he proceeded to make me a cup of coffee with his Chemex. Like, what a guy, am I right? Like, thank you, Grant. It was delicious, it hit the spot, it was just what I needed. And this may sound like maybe just a silly example of supporting the people around you, but I'm serious. Like, just the fact that Grant was willing to say, "Yeah, of course," showed me that he's for me, that he's on my team, and he's got my back. And so not only did this coffee give me a pick-me-up, but so did Grant and his willingness to give. And it's not like he gave me a new car or anything. Like, it was small and it was simple. And I think that's where God does some of his coolest work, like in the small and simple things. Like, I think sometimes we get it into our head that if we're going to do something for someone, it's got to be this big gesture, this big production. And it's cool when we can do that kind of stuff. But what if God is calling us to be for others in the small things too? Like in the cups of coffee, in the opening the door for people, in the compliments that we give someone, or in our offering to help someone who needs it. Don't you think, like, if we did more of that in our everyday lives and just showed that we're for the people around us, that the world would be a better place? Like, that you would be happier and so would they? The Bible seems to think so, and so does science, so do I, for what it's worth. Like it just makes sense, because it's a calling that's built into all of us. Like, God, he calls us to be for others, but it's not just something that he said and then he sits back with his arms folded and he's like, "That's a good idea for for you, like you should probably do that. No, he showed us how. Like he stepped out of eternity and into history. He became human and he showed us what it looks like to be for others. Like there's no denying that Jesus is for us. And the more that we live this out, like the more that we're for the people around us, the more joy that's gonna be surrounding us and the more joy that's going to fill us too. And so how can we follow Jesus's example? Like how can we be for people and not against them? Like remember, it doesn't have to be this huge thing. It can be small and seemingly insignificant, but I challenge you to do something small and just see how God can move in big ways. Like maybe you need to put arguments aside and resolve a conflict. Like even if you know you're right, maybe you need to just be humble enough to say, I care more about this friendship and relationship than I do winning this argument, and show that you're willing to just be for them by unclenching your fists. Or maybe you can be for someone by making a new friend, like crossing some imaginary boundaries that you've put up and just go say hi or sit with and talk to someone new to show them that you're for them. Or maybe you need to learn from someone new, like hearing someone else's ideas and who you disagree with, and not just shut them down because they think or act or were raised differently than you, so that you can learn and grow together through your similarities and your differences. Or maybe you need to share what you have. Like Grant shared with me, like how can you share what you have to show someone else that they are seen and that you're for them? Like whatever it is for you, how can you be for people like God is for you? Like what if we took our thoughts and instead of being so selfishly in thought, we were more thoughtful? Like what if we sought to give more than we take? Or what if our daily goal was just to be everybody's cheerleader, like to celebrate with and for the people around us? Now, I know this is a radical and different than we're used to way of living, but I think we can all agree, like, it's what the world needs. Now, before we head into small groups and talk more about how we can live this out and how we can be for the people around us, I want to call us to action. Because I 100% believe that no matter who you are, we are all called to love the people around us and be for others like Christ is for us. And so I'm calling us to that. Like I'm calling you to that. And so listen up. I got an email this week from one of our global missions partners, Worldwide Village, and they were telling me about this struggle that's been going on in Haiti recently and how it has affected the communities and neighborhoods that they work with in some pretty significant ways. Like there's fuel shortages, which make it impossible to get around, like leading to food shortages and really makes it tough for some teachers and students to get to school, which means there are families going without food and education like right now. And now, thankfully, Worldwide Village is doing everything that they can to help provide for these families, teachers, and staff members so that they are provided for, including the sponsored students like Fedley, who we sponsor. But with the fuel shortages in Haiti, Worldwide Village has had trouble running the pumps for all of the Worldwide Village wells that provide water for the surrounding communities. And so they're raising money to get solar panels so that the wells can continue to pump, making it so that people don't need to go thirsty and resort to using contaminated water. And so next week, here's your call to action. I'm challenging you to each bring $10 for this Worldwide Village project. And if you want to go a step further, Worldwide Village is doing a Give 10 and Get 10 challenge where they're challenging you to give $10 and then find 10 friends who will also give $10. And now, I know you're all students, but I know that you can get $10 together this week. Like whether it's sacrificing some of your paycheck or doing a few extra chores around the house and telling your parents what this money is going towards. Like maybe you've been saving up for some serious Black Friday shopping and you could give $10 from that. Like whatever it is. Let's show that we are for others by directly giving to others so that they can consistently have clean water. And then rally the people around us at school or in sports or maybe even other activities. Maybe you get the whole family in on it. Like let's give $10 and get 10 people to do that and be the hands and feet of Jesus as we live out this calling to be for others. Like let's show the world what loving people like Jesus is all about and make a real difference together.
This is pathetic!
Were you laughing at the beginning?
A little bit I cried, I think. Try it one more time.
Maisie, can I have your baby?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Baby.
Can you say no? No.
Oh.
Maisie, do you want to? No, thank you. Oh, no. Oh, mommy can say no, thank you. Hey, you say it.
No.
Izzy, what sound does that make? An animal.
Mwah. Thanks for the kissies.
Should we take a nappy?
No.
No.
Yep, good night. What do you think? We get it?